Hi, this is But Useless with part 3 for Trainz basic steps. Okay, we're just going to continue a little bit with what we left off on part 2 because there is one added thing that you can take the lumber to, which I didn't include in the last video. So we're just going to actually go ahead and do that now. I'm just going to delete the this particular track. Only because we need to put something in there. Now you can take the lumber that's produced to the factory 8 general goods. So I'm just going to actually just spin this around and put it in place just to show you. Okay, we'll go back to tracks and we'll just pop that track back into there. Now, as you can see that the track that's here, obviously it's a little bit different. Just need to alter that, move that over a bit. So you can take the lumber from here and into here. Okay, we'll just quickly just splice this animation now, just so you don't have to go through the whole process again. Okay, here we have with lumber that's just been picked up. I've just kind of done this again, and now we're just going to take it to the goods mill. So that's on this side here. We have we've got some background sound, by the way. That's the family. So we've got lumber on this side and goods pickup on this side. I should have spun it around to make it a bit easier for me, but that's okay. We'll just have to deal with this for the moment. I'll just change this junction up here. Now, ironically, the wood chip cars, actually will take the goods. So the goods that are produced at this particular mill actually does have the. I didn't put an extension on here, so hopefully we've got enough room here to take the lumber. But for the demonstration, this probably won't be that bad. As you can see, the lumber's disappearing here. It's being processed into manufactured goods. And we should be able to at least get one of these lumber cars emptied without falling off the end of the track. That'd be close. Yeah, we should be right. Might be able to get a couple actually. And there we go. So there's that. We might be able to sneak in a bit more actually. We won't worry about it. We'll just continue. Okay, so we've dropped off the lumber. Now on the other side, as you can see, the goods are being piled up here, ready for pickup. Now your industries, because they're so interactive and the amounts it produces, you'll be able to be very busy picking up and dropping off. You can also, one of the tutorials I'll be dealing with will be the AI trains and automation, because that's also adds a little bit of environment to your layout. Okay, and there we go. Let's go pick up the goods, and then we'll move on to coal mines. We'll just do a coal mine to a power station, I think, rather than doing it too complex, because I want to move on to signals and automation, because that's for more advanced users. And I wouldn't be speeding into a factory like this, but time is the essence. I've gone a bit too far. So when this driver makes a mistake now and again. If we slow up. And there you go. We've got some goods already. So we'll just move on to the coal. It's a fairly simplistic industry as well, and then we'll move on to something else. Right, hopefully we don't get interrupted by family again, but okay, now we're going to move on to the coal mine industry, but I never really finished off the gradient from part 1. And that's how to go back down again. So we're just going to lay a track from where we left off. Whoops, I've got the delete button. Okay, so we'll just go right out here somewhere. And for the purposes of you guys, I'm just going to continue that just a little bit more. So for the purpose of just showing you how to do this, I'll straighten it up a bit later. We had the gradient before, and we had 1.5 in there. All you have to do is obviously do minus 1.5, and then you just apply that gradient to this side again, and that means it will go down. It would be interesting to see. There we go. And as you can see, it's already the gradient's taken place. I actually turned it off just then, and there it is there. Now, as you can see, the gradient's nice and smooth just there, but as the track's here, you just got to, as I mentioned, smooth spline height, and that just adjusts that just to be able to make sure that it's all smooth. Now, just coming down to the bottom end here, you can see that it's still up just a little bit. All you do is just place the track. It's that simple. Don't need to worry about gradients or anything like that. It should, otherwise it won't flatten out correctly. There'll be a slight kink here, so you could always just put a couple of splines in there if you needed to. But that's effectively how you do it. That wasn't straight. So we'll just straighten that up because we want to show the coal mine. So I'll just move that over. Okay. And we'll just fix that up there. looks like I sent that back up. So we'll just apply that again, and there we go. Now we've got it correct. Okay, I'm pretty satisfied that that's correct. So I made an error there earlier. Didn't quite do that grading correctly from this point. But we've done it right now. Okay, the track is still not that straight. So I'll just move that slightly. And as mentioned before, just if you need to, just be vertical, just to check to see what it's like. It's not that bad really. That'll do. Okay, now let's move on to the coal mine. Look, again, this is fairly easy for the industry. Just going to put in a coal mine and take the coal to the power station. So all you do is coal mine, and we just add the coal mine. As you can see there, just move that into place. To pick up goods, obviously you'd make it so it just splits up easily into the hoppers, or loaders I should say, and then we can pick it up and then take it off to the power station. So I'll just go back to the tracks. We'll just load up one at the moment. Again, you should notice that the tracks will turn to suit the type of track that you're using, and don't forget to straighten it just to make it a little bit tidier. That's probably going to be enough there. Again, remember on the other side to put more track, because obviously you've got your cars will be a lot longer. And the shift key for those who've forgotten, to put those down so it doesn't, the track doesn't join. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Okay, so we'll just grab a power station now. What we'll do is we'll just actually continue the layout. I'll just add the layout, another section just there. That's in the topology section there. Back to tracks. Grab a power station. So the power station has power building. There's power station 2, and there's power station basic. Okay, so power station 2, I think that industry doesn't work at all. So you want these power station, which is the big one, or the basic one. I'll just go for the bigger one. Now all you'll need to do, because this is a consumption, it means it consumes the coal to produce the electricity. Just tidy that up. Grab some track, and we'll just put that track right into here. We can make the track go into here, and we'll just straighten that part there, and we'll continue the track onwards. Okay, that will do. Now let's grab a construct with cars. we'll go to, now don't forget we can use layers again. We'll go off to Trainz. I'll grab this MQJR again. We'll just pop that into place. It's heading this particular direction. We can actually just pull the coal cars this time if you like. And we'll just type in coal. And under number 3, it didn't produce any coal, so I'm going to go under number 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 loaders. We're going to give this a go this time. If it's not, we'll try number 1. And I think I've been lucky in the past. I've always been using number 1 whenever I've done this, so I haven't tested the other ones out. You will notice that when you get closer, you can see the hoppers just disappears when you there we go, and now they're all filling up. So you don't need to go too fast, not too slow either, and it will produce them all. I think it was a combination of which which car I was using, which hopper. Okay, now let's bolt down to the power station. Don't forget you can adjust the minus and plus. This is fairly simplistic. So, okay, we're just going to get up to the power station. Of course, with hoppers, the coal goes down underneath. In fact, we don't want you being bored out of your brain here, so we just get in there. Now, of course, power stations don't produce electricity, so it actually you don't get to see that. Now I'm just going to run over this slowly. See how it falls down through? So you can just go over it nice and slowly, and all the coal just disappears down there, and you can see that the pile on the far side's growing. As you can see, the pile is quite nicely done. At least you've got interaction anyway. And you can see the other pile about to start forming. And that's how you do the coal mine industry. Okay, we'll move on to part 4. Part 4 is going to be dealing with junctions, and then we'll move on to part 5. Will be maybe we'll look at some automation.